All right. I want to welcome you first and foremost. Sunday, November 12th?
13.
13th. Okay. Welcome to our yoga for this month. Love is Already Won is the name that I chose for the class and the theme. And before we begin the movement, I just want to remind everyone here to practice in a way that feels nourishing for you today. That might mean lying down on your mat and doing nothing. That might mean taking any shape or form that I offer a little bit differently, a little bit deeper, a little bit less. Again, you are your own best guide here. So really, I'm just inviting you to be present here today with all of us and just take care of yourself during the class. We are going to start, I'm going to invite you to start on your back. That doesn't mean you can't sit and be in a chair. I'm going to start with a reading this morning, and I am going to play a little bit of music here. Of course, I'm going to be reading from Mary Magdalene Revealed. And I found a reading that I thought was a wonderful way to start our yoga this morning. I will let you know today, our yoga is going to be focused kind of on movement and breath. And we are going to be standing a little later into the class and doing some standing to the floor kind of work. So we'll allow a little bit of time if you need to adjust your mat or do anything like that. And Gracie is here, the puppy dog, trying to go on my lap, but that's not going to happen. Gracie, go away. So just inviting you to find a comfortable shape or form. Again, you might choose to sit or to lie down. Take some time to wiggle around if you need to. And once you've found where you want to be, just inviting you to find your breath. And perhaps taking a few deeper inhales and exhales today. Not forcing, but just feeling your breath in your body. Maybe just taking a moment to honor yourself and give thanks for being here today, for showing up. I am sure there's a million other things that you could be doing at this time. So I'm really grateful that you chose to spend some time here today. As I mentioned, I'm going to start with a reading. So I just invite you to be where you are, breathe, feel the ground underneath you. And if you'd like to listen, you can do so. If you just feel like tuning me out, please feel free to do that as well. From page 208, Megan says, I love yoga. I do very little of it. I am adept at child's pose. I spend half the class in it. And I often enter Shavasana, the corpse pose, about a half hour before everyone else does. I've never felt the need to actually go into whatever next pose the teacher leads us through. Everything feels like a suggestion. It feels like church for me, body church. It's a place to be present in my body with a whole bunch of other bodies. A place to listen and to rest my head on my yoga mat and just let all my thoughts go and do whatever helps me hear that voice that's always here within me, ceaselessly telling me the love I know. I stay seated even after all the other budding yogas push back into their first of a billion downward dogs. I stay rooted, sitting cross-legged on my mat, pretending my spine extended down deep into the earth, reaching all the way to the underside of Australia. And that a ray of light shoots up from the crown of my heart, or sorry, my head, blinding the angels billions of light years away. I try to see my body as a world tree. And of course, both places, all the way down and all the way up, are right here inside my heart. I take a deep breath and I feel that descent inward. And then I take a second breath to feel connected. And once I do, I whisper, where else am I divided? So maybe just a reminder today that our yoga can be used to bring all of the pieces of ourselves back together to our center. And if you are ready for some movement today, just going to invite you to slowly come to a seated shape, slowly, no rush. And when you get to that seated shape, I'm going to invite you to extend your legs out in front of you. You might want to kind of rock from side to side here a little, just finding your seat. The legs could be slightly bent here or straightened, and feet are soft. And then I'm going to invite you to lean back on your hands. The elbows are bent here, and the fingers are kind of pointed towards the tailbone. You can decide once again how close your hands are to your tailbone. If this feels a little wonky on the wrists, invitation to come up onto your fists, if that feels better. We're going to do a few spinal waves here. So on our inhale, we're going to straighten our elbows and we're going to lift our chest up towards the sky. And on the exhale, you're going to bend the elbows again and tuck the chin, maybe rolling back on the tailbone slightly. And just inviting you to take another inhale, straightening the elbows. And the exhale, bending the elbows, letting the chin drop towards the chest. And so this is the movement. The spinal wave, expansion and contraction, and linking your movement to your breath. And let's take maybe one or two more of these. Maybe taking the deepest inhale, the longest exhale that you've had so far today. On your next inhale, we're just going to walk ourselves to an upright position. You're welcome again to keep the legs extended out. A few more rounds of breathing here with movement. On your inhale, I'm going to invite you to extend your arms out to the sides, reaching with the fingertips. Spine is nice and long, shoulders are soft. On your exhale, I'm going to invite you to roll back on your tailbone and wrap your arms around you. Again, dropping chin towards chest. And then on your inhale, you're going to reach into a forward fold. So palms are up, reaching over the legs. You'll know where to stop here. On your exhale, the hands are going to float up to the sky. Okay, and that's our end point here. So shoulders are soft. So inhale, arms extend out. Exhale, we wrap our arms around us and lean back, hollow out the body. Inhale, we reach forward over your extended legs, palms up. Exhale, back to the top, hands float up. Beautiful. One more time. Inhale, arms reach out to the sides. Exhale, rolling back on the tailbone. This time, maybe we're actually clasping the hands here using the pointer fingers. Inhale into your forward fold over the legs. Beautiful. And then exhale up. Hands can stay clasped up here for a moment if you like, or you can spread them apart. Invitation to stay here and take a breath. Big inhale. And exhale, letting the arms float down to either sides. Beautiful. Now, invitation to gently bring the legs into a V. So taking a moment just to find a comfortable V shape with your legs. And we're going to do that all over again. So we're going to take a big inhale and reach the arms out to the sides. Exhale, give yourself a hug, rolling back, hollowing out the body. Inhale, reaching forward in between your V here. You'll know when to stop. Exhale, arms up. Beautiful. Inhale, out to the sides. Exhale, give yourself a hug, maybe the opposite arm on top this time. Rolling back, hollowing out the body. Inhale, reach forward, palms up to receive. Exhale, arms float up to the top, shoulders are soft. Last time. Inhale, reach out to either side. Exhaling, rolling back, maybe clasping hands and pointer fingers this time. Chin drops towards the chest. Inhale, forward fold over your V. And then maybe those hands reach up to the sky, dropping the shoulders, taking a breath, and then releasing the hands, exhaling all the way down. Be just taking a moment to breathe. One more inhale and exhale here. The last round, I'm going to invite you to maybe come into a cross-legged shape if that works for you. You could also do soles of the feet together. Sitting up nice and tall. When you're ready, inhaling, arms out to the sides. Exhale, give yourself a big hug. Inhale, reach forward, maybe hinging slightly at the hips here. Exhale, hands float to the top. Let's do that 2 more times. Inhale, out to the sides. Exhale, rolling back, giving yourself a big hug. Inhale, reach over, forward fold. Exhale, hands float up. Last time. You can choose to hug or to bring the palms together. Inhaling, forward fold, reaching. Exhaling the hands all the way to the top. Taking another inhale here. And exhaling, letting the hands float down. And maybe they just rest on the tops of your legs for a moment. Invitation to just notice what's happening inside of your body. Maybe you're feeling your breath, the pathway of your breath in your body. Maybe not. Maybe you're not feeling anything. That's okay too. If you feel like a little bit more movement, I'm going to invite you to come to a table shape. So on hands and knees, and feel free to take a few moments here, and you might want to roll up your mat a little bit and create some padding for your knees. You might want to grab a pillow to place under your knees. If being on your hands, on your wrists doesn't feel good, feel free to maybe come on to the fists or even right down onto your forearms. Once you're here, just inviting you into some spinal waves. So on your inhale, dropping your navel towards the mat, lifting head, neck, shoulders, and hips, maybe glancing up towards the sky. And on your exhale, slowly rolling the spine so the mid-back rises to the sky, dropping head, neck, and shoulders, dropping your tailbone, hollowing out the body, pushing into your hands. And then just moving between those two shapes with your breath on your own time here. And again, knowing that if you are not comfortable in this table shape, you could just do these spinal waves in a seated shape as well. And maybe even bringing your awareness to your spine as you move and thinking about how each vertebrae moves in sync. Maybe sending your breath to your spine, to each vertebrae as you move. If you like, coming back to a neutral spine, and maybe taking a few big circles with your torso. So creating a big circle where you're sitting back towards your heels, and maybe you're at the top coming over the hands. Again, just watching your wrists here. Maybe reversing the direction if you'd like. Coming back to your table shape, neutral spine. We're going to just do a little bit, the first part of thread the needle here. So from that neutral table shape, I'm going to invite you to lift up the left hand and reach it up towards the sky on your inhale. On your exhale, just let it drop back down to support you. And then we're lifting the right hand up, reach it towards the sky. And you're just going to continue to do that, alternate sides, moving with your breath, giving your spine some twisting movement here, opening up your heart space, thinking about keeping the back of your heart, your shoulder blades, maybe sending your breath there, keeping that area spacious as you move. And when that feels complete, inviting you back to table, keeping your hips and your knees exactly where you are. I'm going to invite you to walk your hands, your upper torso, all the way over to the right side, and you're kind of creating a C shape with your upper body from your belly button to the crown of the head. Maybe you can kind of look back and see your feet. Breathing into the left side of your body. Maybe you even want to aim your tailbone down towards your heels too. You can even just slowly move in that direction and see if you can get more of a stretch in the left side of the body. When you're ready, we're going to just walk back to center and inviting you to walk all the way over to the left side. So thinking about your waist up, creating a C shape. Maybe looking back at the feet here. Maybe slowly moving your tailbone towards your heels. Seeing if you can find a little bit more space on the right side of your body. And if that feels like enough, walking back to table, and then invitation to come right into this resting form. So arms walk to the top of your mat, setting your hips down onto your heels, maybe resting the forehead down onto your mat. You could stack your hands or your fists and rest your forehead there. And if it doesn't feel good to have your head below your heart, it's an invitation to come into hero, maybe supported with your hands. Some stretch, some space for the lower back and the hips. And you would be most welcome to just stay here in this shape or even come onto your back and rest. But if you do feel like more movement and particularly coming to a standing shape, just going to invite you to come up out of your resting form, maybe walk your hands towards the top of your mat, tuck your toes, come into a downward dog. If you like, spending maybe a few moments here, finding your dog, maybe bending and straightening your legs, maybe alternating heels down, maybe just finding some stillness and breathing into your dog. Just staying there and breathing. When you feel ready, you can deeply bend the knees and start walking your feet towards your hands. And then I'm going to invite you to roll up to a standing shape, nice and slowly here, taking your time to get up there. And as I mentioned, we will be doing a little bit of standing work here. So if you feel like you want to do any adjustments here with your computer, I think I might need to just adjust mine a little bit here. And I'm going to invite you to the top of your mat. And I'm going to invite you to bring your palms together at your heart. So we're going to do just a simple breathing movement here. It's called linking sun and moon. And so we're going to start by drawing the hands down together towards the belly button. And then we're going to circle the arms on our inhale all the way up to the top. Palms meet. And then we bring the palms down through center. So that is the movement continuing to create this circle, linking sun and moon. Let's do one more big inhale. And then let the palms meet at the heart. We'll do a few sun salutations here as well, just halves, but we're going to start our sun salutations today with our palms together at the heart. And I'm going to invite you to move your palms in front of you, and then bring them back behind your head and just tap the back of your neck. And then from there, bending the knees, coming down into your forward fold, fingertips right to the floor, feeling free to keep your head above your heart if you want, or release all the way down. On your next inhale, pushing feet into the mat to rise all the way up. Palms meet at the top. We're going to draw them down to the heart again. And we're going to link the sun and the moon. So keeping that breath going. Back to the heart. Once again, we're going to start our inhale with that tap behind our neck. Forward fold all the way down. Bending the knees as you go. Releasing down. This time on your next inhale, inviting you to come up to halfway with the hands on the shins. Maybe pushing the hands on the shins and extending the back of the neck. So hips are reaching towards the back of the mat, head towards the front, creating a nice long spine. Exhale all the way back down to the mat to release. And then pushing into the feet to rise up. All the way to the top, palms meet, and draw the hands down towards the heart. Keep going to link sun and moon. Beautiful. Come back to the heart. One more of those. So on our inhale, hands move up. We tap back of the neck into the forward fold, floating all the way down. Fingertips come to the ground. Inhale to flat back halfway. Nice long spine. Exhale all the way down. And then pushing into the feet to rise up. Maybe this time palms meet and eyes on the palms, and then drawing through the center of the body to the heart. Let's take it all the way down to the navel. One last circle here. And then hands come to the heart. Beautiful. Invitation to let the arms drop to the sides, palms are forward. Come into mountain for a moment, for a few reset breaths. Invitation to just notice your body. Notice your body in space. Okay, next couple of movements, two options here, and I will show you them first before we go into them. First option, hands come together at the heart one more time. And then invitation to come into a bit of a chair here. I'm going to call it a crouch. And this is going to be our half crouch. And the movement is going to be an inhale here, but you're going to bring your thumbs to the third eye. So that spot just right between your eyebrows, and just giving a little bit of pressure there. There's your inhale. Your exhale is just going to be to release, and maybe even rest your hand, or not your hand, sorry, your elbows on your knees and just release. So inhale, thumbs to third eye, exhale, release. And even the weight shifts towards the toes here. So intentional breath in, exhale. If you want to go into the full crouch, you can see me here. You're going to come with your feet at least hip distance, maybe even a little wider. You're going to come right down into the crouch. Same idea. Thumbs are at the third eye. On your exhale, you're going to lean forward and place your hands on the ground. And again, shift your weight a little bit so you get a bit of a release. So it's inhale and exhale. So 2 options there for you. Of course, third option would be just to lie down on your mat or skip this. You get to decide. But let's begin with that. So we're starting at the top of our mat. Our palms are together at our hearts. We're going to sit down into either half crouch or full crouch. And again, we're firing up the tops of the thighs here. We want to pull the navel in towards the spine. When you're ready for your inhale, bringing thumbs to third eye. On your exhale, release. Exhale out all the air. Inhale, thumbs to third eye. Exhale, release. You might be feeling this in the tops of your thighs already. Breathing into it, finding release. One more time. Thumbs to the third eye and release. If you're in full crouch, invitation to roll all the way up to standing. Those in half crouch too, let's bring the arms up. The palms are going to meet at the top. We're going to come down through center. Do the sun moon link. Bringing the hands back to center. Let's reach them up again. Let's tap behind. And let's come down into our forward fold, all the way down. Inhale into flat back, halfway up. Exhale all the way down. Pushing into the feet to rise, all the way up. And then palms come together at the heart. Okay. Next movements we're going to do, they're going to have us coming right down to the floor if we want. Again, 2 options. Starting, and I'm going to just shift my computer a little bit here so you can see what I'm doing. Starting in our standing shape with our hands at the heart. We're going to tap back. So thumbs to the back of the neck. We're going to come down into our forward fold. And then we're going to just ease ourselves down on to our bums and right onto our backs. So option 1 is to bring knees to heart, spine on the ground. And here you could hold, you could rock gently from side to side. That's option 1. Option 2, from standing, tap back, forward fold. You're going to come all the way down onto your seat and you're going to continue into a little plow. Now that could be just a half little baby plow. Hands are supporting the hips, the lower back. You could come right into plow. You could just let your feet kind of dangle in the air. But you're supporting the lower back here, making sure that feels comfortable and breathing. So let's roll back up onto our feet as gracefully as you can. No set way to get back up there. Come to the standing shape at the top of your mat. Bring your palms together at your heart. Maybe let's take a little reset breath here. So just a big inhale. And exhale all the air out. And on your inhale, you begin to move palms together, tapping back, the back of your neck, coming into your forward fold, bending the knees as much as you need to, and then coming down onto the seat and either knees to heart or coming all the way into a little half plow. Let's take a few breaths in that shape, whatever that shape is. And then invitation to roll onto your seat. Cross the legs here. If you like, you could also keep them extended, an invitation to come into a forward fold. So on your exhale, forwarding all the way to down towards the ground. On your inhale, come back up to that seat. So again, we're kind of making waves with the spine here. Inhaling up, and exhaling down. Coming back up to your seated, you might wish to come back onto your back and roll up again to a standing shape, or you could just get yourself up to standing. Coming to the top of your mat, once again, we're going to do that all over again. Lots of up and down today. So starting with hands at the heart. On your inhale, hands reach back and tap. On your exhale, forward fold right down to the ground. And then bending the knees, rolling back onto your back with knees to the heart or into that half plow or plow shape. Taking a few breaths here. And then rolling out. We're going to roll ourselves up to a sitting shape, and we're either going to cross our legs, maybe opposite leg in front if you've got crossed, or they can be extended. Let's come into those forward folds. So exhaling, draping your spine over your legs, inhaling, coming up to sit. Just doing those movements a few times. And when that feels complete for you, you're going to roll back down one more time onto the back. Inviting everyone to bring knees to your heart. Maybe wrapping your arms around your knees. Maybe lifting the head and trying to find a little bit more length on the back of your neck. And then maybe you wish to rock from side to side. Maybe you want to move your knees in a circular motion. Maybe you just want to be still. If and when you're ready to move from here, I'm going to invite you to roll all the way over onto your left side. Knees close and elbows close here. So the forearms, the hands together on the floor, knees are together, they're bent. And then on your inhale, invitation to lift the right arm up and over. You'll know where to stop. And again, we're going to move here with our breath, almost like you're opening and closing a book here. So you're looking for that twist in the upper thoracic spine. And can you deepen that twist with your breath? If you've done that 3 or 4 times, maybe you want to close arms and legs and then roll right over to the other side. From that shape, that fetal-like shape, opening your book. This time the left arm. Knees stay where they are, but the left arm floats up and over with your breath. As many times as feels complete for you. When you're ready, inviting you back to center. Feet are on the ground, knees are bent. Invitation to float the arms up and grab opposite elbows here, coming into another twist. So knees drop towards the right, elbows drop towards the left. And maybe just bringing awareness to your waist and your hip, trying to find the space, any release there. Bringing it to the other side, so elbows drop to the right, knees to the left. And then feel free to maybe flow between those two spots if you like. Or if there's a side of your body that feels a little tighter, maybe you just want to hang out on that side. And when that feels like enough, coming back to center, letting the arms just come down on either sides of your body, palms down. If you like, on your next inhale, invitation to rock your hip bones forward towards your thighs, just creating some space between your lower back and the mat. And then on your exhale, invitation to push the lower back into the mat. Maybe it even lifts up your tailbone a little bit off the mat. So it's really lower back kind of spinal wave. Invitation to take that a few times, just rocking the hips back and forth, feeling the ground underneath you. Coming back to neutral spine. Invitation to lift the right foot off the ground, maybe straightening that leg somewhat and clasping your hands behind your thigh. Maybe taking some circles with the ankle. And if you like, even walking the hands up the leg. Maybe you're lifting head, neck, and shoulders off the ground here. Experimenting with pointing and flexing the toe. And just bringing your awareness to your belly button, pulling it towards your spine. So really using your core here. If you're up, and softening the jaw, the neck. Rolling your spine back down onto the ground if it's lifted. And then bending the right knee and placing the right ankle onto the left knee. You might want to just stay here. You could place both your hands on the inner right thigh and kind of push your leg away from your hip. That might be what you're looking for, or you might want to lift the left foot off the ground and just feed your arm through the leg, maybe grabbing onto the back of your thigh or your shin. Just drawing that shape towards your heart. Again, you might want to lift head, neck, and shoulders up. And if you're doing that, just using the core to keep you up. Releasing this shape whenever you feel ready to. Sending the right leg down the mat and maybe taking a little reset breath here before we move to the other side. If you're ready for the other side, just drawing the left knee towards the heart. And then maybe letting that foot float up to the sky. Maybe clasping the hands at the back of the thigh. Doing some ankle circles or spreading the toes. And then if you'd like to walk your hands up your leg, if you'd like to lift head, neck, and shoulders up. Wherever you are is perfect because you're listening to your body. If you are up, inviting you to roll back down onto the mat. Bend the left knee and place the left foot on the right knee. Come into that figure four, either with the foot on the ground or lifting the right foot up and weaving your hands through to grab onto the back of the leg or the shin. And releasing that slowly whenever you're ready. Sending the left leg down the mat. Maybe sending the right leg down the mat, perhaps bringing the arms overhead and taking a big long stretch here. Maybe inhaling and stretching, exhaling, softening every part of your body. Maybe taking one more of those or any other shape or form that you feel like you want to take before you get into your resting shape. And if you're ready to rest, just inviting you to get super comfortable. Maybe you want to end our practice today with the soul voice meditation. So you could stay right where you are and just listen as I read through, or you could come to a seated shape if that feels like what you want to do. Wherever you are, I'm going to invite you to take a deep breath. And with this deep breath, set the intention to drop into your heart. Imagine this space you call your heart however you want to. A cathedral, a dance floor. Megan suggests a little red raft on a warm, calm ocean that just floats and sustains you and feels like the most dependable thing that has ever existed. And when you feel like you are there, when you've settled enough to go inward, I invite you to take a second breath. With this second breath, setting the intention of meeting with your soul. And if soul scares you, maybe it's just meeting with your truth. And if truth scares you, just intend to meet with love. And if you're afraid to meet with love, who isn't? Just intend to meet with your voice. That voice that always understands, that never judges. Take your second intentional breath and run to that voice. Stay with that voice like it's your long lost beloved, because it is. When you and this soul voice have linked pinkies, ask anything, ask everything. And whatever answers come up, believe that voice that you hear inside of you. Believe it so much that you feel as though you can act on it. Believe in this voice. Believe in you. And before we take a last third intentional breath, start to give gratitude. Megan says, say thank yous like throwing confetti at a wedding. Thank everything and anything that might have come to you. Thank silence. Thank nothing. What we ask for inwardly, we will find. An invitation to begin to come back to surface and see now with your eyes, the eyes of love. And maybe if it resonates, just taking a moment to think about this practice, maybe doing this practice daily or every couple of days. This check-in with you, with your heart, with your soul, with your voice. There is nothing more radical or revolutionary than doing this often. If you feel called to come to a seated shape, if you're still lying down, invitation to move slowly, and invitation to come into a mudra of no fear, which is right hand up towards palm towards the front, And the left hand just gently sits on your knee or your leg, but the palm is up. So palm facing, right palm facing, left palm up to receive. So this is a gesture of no fear. And I've said this before, our hands are an extension of our heart. So just maybe bringing your awareness to the palms and grounding, feeling the parts of you that are grounded, that are meeting the ground, meeting the mat. And maybe gaining a sense of balance from this hand gesture of no fear. When you are ready, I invite you to bring your palms together, maybe give them a little rub, create a little bit of heat. And then invitation to rest your hands on your heart. You might want to close your eyes or just find a spot to gently gaze on. I invite you to thank yourself today for showing up. I invite you to send love within and send love outwardly as well. Thank you for allowing me to guide you today in movement. And I'll close with this. May we walk with grace and peace and love, and may the light of the universe shine upon our path. Thank you, everyone. Peace. I will stop recording now.